Rue, Arthan Idrine. It has been 1 week since you struck your fateful deal with the Silver Dragon.
Mm-hmm.
In that time, the shift in your identity has gone beyond your name. Where once stood the red-haired, green-eyed rogue, now walks a new form.
Mm-hmm.
Would you describe your character?
Yeah, it has yet to grow out, but the hair is no longer red. It's now a platinum blonde, and it's about down to his shoulder. He's let it grow out, so it's covering his ears. It will shortly, hopefully, go down past his neck into his lower back. It's now, and his eyes have now shifted from their brilliant green to a pale violet, and he now wears half plate with the Imperium sigil on the breastplate, over which he wears now a half cape with the inner of the half cape is gold. The trim is a light purple, and the outer end of the cape is silver, to denote his allegiance to both the Imperium and the Silver Dragon. He carries 2 rapiers at his hip, but gone is the mischievousness, gone is the conniving. It's now what you see before you is a trained soldier, a professional, not a back alley pickpocket. What stands is a true elf of the Imperium.
Arthan, you have a certain dignified presence about you.
Mm-hmm.
And so too does the Silver Dragon, and so too does his crew. The whole ship is known for its discipline, its prim and proper appearance. However, in your time with them, there has been no shortage of grunt work.
Mm-hmm.
And being that you have come to them, a criminal, one who was in a very desperate spot when you first laid eyes on the Silver Dragon, they've put you to work in less than dignified conditions. Where we find you, this 1 week out, you are off the coast of Yarhar.
Mm-hmm.
In pursuing your leads, this talk of Osrine involvement has lent Orn to go back to Silspree to question the Lord and Lady there.
Mm-hmm.
However, the Silver Dragon wishes to question citizens of Yarhar for leads on this band of kobolds who is traveling with you.
Mm-hmm.
He has not let you onto the island at all.
Yep.
And where we find you, you are heaving this very large net up onto the ship. I need you to make me a strength check.
I'm also definitely, if I'm doing all this hard labor, I am not currently wearing the finery and everything. Yes. I am trousers and a white almost short sleeve tunic.
The lace up kind of collar. Yeah.
Exactly.
Totally.
I'm also going to go ahead and throw this out here. I am not an expert in sailing. I actually don't have proficiency there, so I'm going to go ahead and say I should be probably making this check at disadvantage, as this is beyond what I am normally doing.
Sure. I respect it.
Wow.
Not bad.
That's a nat 20 and a 12, so we're going to take the 12.
Yep. With strength, any bonuses?
No, I have a 0. I have flat. I'm flat on
strength.
All
right. As you are heaving this thing up, this giant crayfish in this net is kind of struggling a little bit. The fight's kind of going out of it as you get that last heave and pull it up. As you do that, a figure sitting on a box behind you kind of jumps up. This satyr, pot-bellied, about 3.5, 4 feet tall, big full kind of beard on the sides, comes down to kind of a sharp point, kind of hobbles over to you Arthan, you're an animal. He's kind of punching you in the shoulder. I love it. More work like this will make you a real soldier.
Yep.
This, of course, being Megan. Megan, your handler.
Megan is now my handler. Okay.
Yes. A less than high-ranked official aboard this ship. he makes up for it with a certain enthusiasm. Sort of sees you as being someone under his wing. Sort of. How many has it been just in the last couple of days here, Arthur? You're bringing in all the seafood, all the goodies.
I am deeply appreciative, Megan. I thank you for training me. I am rather less than proficient in the ways of the sea.
Don't sell yourself short there. You've been at sea for a little while now, but in time, we'll make someone out of you. But, I mean it, you're a champion, truly. Kind of goes over. He's got a little, short bow slung over him. Some little, daggers and whatnot. He wears the, imperial, corset, a lavender. Stains, unfitting, kind of untucked. It's very important to be presentable when the Silver Dragon kind of does his rounds. But some of the lower decks, they don't really take too seriously to that sort of thing. And he's the kind of character who's usually below decks, so for him this is just a change of pace. Sort of, I hear we might be getting some time off for the holiday, though.
You think they're gonna? As I grab the net and I start hauling it towards the where we're getting the rest of the fish.
Yes.
Fish. You really think they're gonna give a no good thief time off for the holidays? As I start, I take my dagger out, I quickly impale the fish right through the gill.
Yes.
And then put the fish down for the butchers to take care of.
Yes. This crayfish is sort of like a large lobster.
Yep.
But yeah, you're able to very quickly dispatch it. Sort of, well, I hope so. It's Lyra's birthday. I mean, it's a new holiday, don't get me wrong, but I mean, I think they're giving some of the other people a time off.
Question.
Yes.
When my training with the masked mercenaries, has Alistair ever told me stories of Lyra, of what she's actually like?
Make me a history check. The DC will be fairly high.
Okay. That's definitely not going to happen. That's a 2. That's a 3. That's a 3.
Okay. So, passively, you're just aware that, Alistair did run with Lyra in the past. As a Grim Riddler, I believe aboard the Grim Riddle in the old days. As to Lyra's character, though.
Okay.
However, Megan sort of is kind of hopping along, kind of behind you, kind of jogging, kind of panting as he's keeping up. Sort of, oh, well, whatever the case is, I'm going to be going and talking to the Silver Dragon later today. I got to do a progress report on you every week that you're out here. But, I'll put in a good word for you. I'm really proud of what you're doing here. Even if we haven't found any leads yet on those kobolds.
I've honestly been thinking about that a bit, and the one kobold that will be easiest to find is Lehem. He's a pot-bellied one, and he was always tripping and falling behind the rest of the party. So if anybody.
Megan sort of looks up and down on himself and kind of the eyes narrow for a second.
He was less sure-footed than you. He didn't have the hooves.
Of course. The hooves, that makes the difference.
The hooves make all the difference.
It does.
So that means he also had a tendency to wander off. So you probably would be best to find Lehem.
I see. Well,
he's also very slow.
Well, I'm going to put in a good word for you, champ. You just keep doing what you're doing and making the Imperium proud.
Yes, by the way, does Megan actually have a proper rank? Sergeant, corporal,
He is, I would say, probably closer to a sergeant. He has a rank, but he's the lowest rank of the ranking officers.
Okay, so he's a non-commissioned officer.
Pretty much. His authority is over you,
and
it's over a couple rooms down on the bottom of the ship kind of thing.
Alright.
But he kind of trots off.
I'll take the net as he's trotting off and recast.
Yes. Make me... I'll say a survival check.
Are we going to go ahead and say disadvantage again on this?
Do you have proficiency in survival?
No, I do not.
Okay. I will say because of your success, just a flat roll.
Just flat.
This symbolizes you're kind of over the week you've been getting the hang of it.
That's gonna be a sorry 5.
Sorry 5.
So I'm assuming I'm gonna need to recast.
Yeah. I'll say this object represents like a good couple of minutes of you going out, reeling it in. Doing a couple attempts here. But then, after a little while of this, there is a frantic call from behind you. Captain on deck.
Just instantly at
Snap
attention.
to the salute, yes. Everyone else is kind of doing it around you here. Just because it's not of major urgency, but make me a performance check.
Give me 1 second here before I... okay. Nope. I was just checking if I had a spell that could help me look a little better, but I took minor illusion over.
Fair.
Yeah. So that's unfortunate in this case. Let's see. Performance +5.
Uh-oh.
Shit.
It's not your best. There's a little bit of the ship's kind of rocking a little bit. It's kind of hard to.
And I'm assuming I smell like fish.
Oh yeah.
I reek of fish.
Yes. Fish and the sea, as the silver dragon gleaming in the kind of like winter sunlight makes his way down.
But look, I'm looking dead ahead, not at anything in particular. Like the middle distance, like my head is fixed straight, not moving.
Yeah. Doing everything you can to kind of make up for the... Yeah. He's glancing over at all of his people, but he makes a beeline for you. Looks you up and down real quick. Has a little bit of like a... Sort of... Rue. Arthur. You prefer Arthur, yes?
Whatever makes you happy, sir.
I'm not one for flattery of that sort, but I've been speaking to your handler, and we think it's best to give you a change of pace. It is a holiday, but I'm not about to deprive you of work when you've been so... And he kind of like looks at your net, but then he also looks over at where the crayfish is being processed. You've been of use to us. I'm not going to deny you that. We want you on the island. There is a town we're coming up on. The next of several. Yarhar's populated mostly by kobolds. Monster folk as well, but we feel that it might be possible for us to get some leads on these companions of yours. You and Megan will disembark in an hour, and we'll see if you can dig anything up.
Sir, are you wanting me to go in dressed officially, or are you wanting me to go in nondescript?
I'm not going on this adventure myself because as a high-ranking agent of the Imperium, my presence on Yarhar would cause conflict.
Of course.
It's outside of Imperial jurisdiction, you see. However, I think it's good that we send a little bit of a message. Once you've cleaned yourself up, Imperial garb will be acceptable to me. Kind of like turns Megan as well. I'll send him for you in an hour. Just get yourself presentable. Gives a little nod. I think this will be good for you.
Yep.
Something a little more to your talents, yes? Digging up leads. Kind of turns on his heel and starts to walk off, kind of scanning over everyone as he goes.
Yep.
You have an hour.
Yep, I am going to lower myself down to kind of off the side of the ship because fresh water is something too precious to waste on a bath, and so I'm going to let the surf crashing against the ship wash me off as I look, just as I hang on to the side rigging.
Love it.
And then once I've cleaned myself off as best I can, I head back to my rooms where I will Imperium myself up.
Love it. You kind of fix the hair a little bit.
Yeah.
You've cleaned. You're just kind of tucking everything in.
I'm gonna pull on, I assume, freshly issued, Imperium boots, which look nice, but were made by the lowest bidder.
Very much, yes.
So my feet, I'm assuming, are a little cramped in there, and the seams are I've barely had this like 3 days, and the seams are already starting to...
It's starting to show the wear, yeah.
Is there a policy on I have to keep wearing the official Imperium boots, or can I get myself a pair of boots if I...
If you were like an official, like on the Imperial payroll, there's a little bit more wiggle room in terms of that, like the nitty gritty of your kit. But as you are not on their payroll and you're basically here postponing an execution.
Was my wealth, was the small amount of money I had on me confiscated, or was I allowed to keep my money?
Yes, so the vast majority of like your magic items, a lot of your like parts of your rope, things like that, were all confiscated. Not thrown away or redistributed, but they're kept in a chest locked.
But what about my cash?
Your cash. How much cash did you have on you?
I actually had, believe it or not, I actually had 50 gold.
50 gold.
16 silver pieces and 5 copper pieces.
So, that would have been confiscated. However, as you're preparing, there is a... You don't have a dedicated room that would be knocked on. You're bunking.
So I'm basically in the hold with all of the other hammocks?
Very much. But there is that trotting sound.
Yep.
As your gold is returned to you by Megan, who sort of... sweet talk the silver dragon. Kind of this little bag. It's all in there. I made sure. You've earned it, and we can maybe grease some palms if no one's talking.
Probably for the best, my good man.
Oh yeah. I do what I can. He kind of like pats his belly. Once you're ready, meet me on the top deck. We're gonna get a little rowboat together, and you can row us ashore.
I climb up to the top deck with him. Yep. I'm already ready to go at this point.
Oh yeah. There is a little rope ladder thrown overboard, which you can climb down into this little rowboat. Very humble, no markings on it or anything. As Megan is sitting at the back until you get in, and then he swaps seats with you, so that you're sitting at the back. Sort of, all right, the oars are there.
Yep. I just start rowing. I'm like, so I've been meaning to ask you, sir.
Yeah.
Wait, I forgot. Do you prefer me calling you sir or Megan as I'm rowing?
Oh, well... Sir feels pretty nice, but, I don't know, I think you've proven yourself. I can allow Megan.
So, Megan, how am I supposed to introduce myself to people? Because it's not exactly, how should I say, inspiring to say, prisoner on work release.
Yeah, it's a little concerning, and if I'm being honest... The fact that he's dressed us up in Imperial garb doesn't necessarily bode well. The kobolds on Yarhar are like one step away from war with a lot of the Imperium here. So
is this basically a death? Is this a death sentence for me?
Whoa! It'd be a death sentence for us, but I haven't done anything wrong, so I'm gonna keep an open mind here. But we're just gonna tread carefully. It's kind of like looks up at the sky. It's around noon, so we got some hours in us. But I don't think we want to stay out after dark, especially not wearing this.
I'm with you on that. How much interactions have you had with kobolds, Megan?
Oh, well... I'm pretty sure we ran through a couple kobold rafts a few winters ago. But nothing up close.
Alright, so... Kobolds they worship the feet of dragons. So, if you want to get on their good side... Mistake them for something noble and a noble, majestic dragon, or talk up a glorious story of when you've seen a dragon. It's basically they have 3 loves: food, dragons, and petty arguing over who's the greatest of them.
Wow, maybe I have a kobold in my family tree, but funny how that works. Well, listen. Looks like we're almost there, and he kind of points to the horizon behind him. You're facing it because you're at the back. You can see this almost like tropical island as you're getting closer. You could see it from the ship, but you're much closer now. There is a town kind of built out of the side, decorated in every building with what look to be a giant set of bones.
Ooh.
And atop it all, it looks to be like a bell tower with just a giant dragon skull placed at the top.
Oh, okay, so that is the bones of a dragon.
Yes. The town itself isn't marked on any map. It's a very small settlement. However, as you kind of like pull the ship ashore, there's a sign distantly painted in like kind of bright red, maybe blood, hard to say. Just says "Welcome to Skull."
Okay, I'm gonna tie up the boat. Do I need to roll a check for tying up the boat?
No, you've also got help from Megan here.
I'm also gonna point this out. I also have expertise in sleight of hand, so it's like
okay. I mean, if you want to roll for it, you can.
I'm willing to roll for it if you want me to roll for it, because like to me, it's like I am this is the one thing on a ship I can do well is knots.
Very much, yeah.
That's going to be an 18 for tying up the boat.
You're fine. You tie it up. Megan will help you kind of like maybe pull it a little more so just so there's some underbrush underneath as well. Or some like palm leaves to kind of cover it.
I kind of look around. Is there a dock master approaching us as we're tying up our ship to the dock?
So where you are, it's kind of like it's the infrastructure in this town is very minimal. You were lucky to kind of find a pole to tie it to. And there's so much like plant life around and things like that that you're almost able to kind of conceal.
Fantastic. That means we don't have to pay anybody for docking. Magnificent.
Oh yeah, I don't know if this is that kind of town. You know, it's.
Well, the thing is perfect racketeering scheme for protection money. You want to dock here? Pay me 5 gold, or your ship goes missing, or like.
You got a scary way of thinking, Arthur. I like it.
Well, you gotta remember, these were my people for many years.
Yeah, if you say so. Anyway, let's see if there's a nice little cat and fiddle here. We can start asking some questions, maybe?
You really think they would locate a cat and the fiddle in a place like this?
Kind of like looking around. Yeah, you're probably right. Well, there's sure to be a watering hole somewhere in here, right?
Yeah, it'll probably be called the Skull Cup or something.
Skull Cup. I like it. Let's see if we can find something. And he will start to kind of head out. Are you sticking together, splitting up?
Oh yeah, I'm like, do you want to split up or stick together for this one? This is your operation. I'm just here for my ability to talk with the undesirable element.
Well, I wouldn't be much of a handler if I let you out of my sight, if I'm being honest. So
fair point.
I'll let you lead the way, but just know I won't be more than 15, 20 feet behind.
Understood.
Unless there's a fight, but you know we'll handle that when we get to it. As you're walking, what's your passive perception?
My passive perception is an 11.
11, you say? I'll roll some stealth checks. Yeah, it's a very quiet town. No sign of any elements of any kind around.
I'm just gonna point this out. I do not have my coin purse on my hip.
Okay.
I have been to towns like this before, so my coin purse is actually there's a coin purse on my hip, but it just has copper and silver pieces in it. All my gold pieces are in a second pouch tucked underneath my breastplate.
I see. As you are walking along, I get to read some things here. It is worth noting. I'm actually shocked by that. Megan has a very nice passive perception. Actually, I think he has expertise in perception.
Nice.
So he's scanning. He's like, I'm not seeing any kobolds around here, but there was a dragonborn in that window? Wow, we got all sorts of folks.
Yep. Just keep walking. Look for a food vendor or something. They usually know a thing or two. And especially, they're willing to talk, especially if you overpay for their street food.
I love it. As you are walking, you're getting bits of dragon carcass kind of everywhere. Very old, bleached by the sun. But like there's a section of rib cage that makes up a wall of a little hut. What this is when a dragon dies, it's very rare. But wherever its carcass lands, people flock to it.
Okay.
There is so much in a dragon that you can sell. Bone marrow, the eyes and teeth of a dragon, scales, meat.
Yep. Even the bones of a dragon are pretty valuable for armor.
Yes. The reason that there are bones here, as you'd probably be aware, is they've mostly been sapped of everything useful. It's kind of just like the dull, kind of plated shells of them.
Gotcha.
Mostly petrified in the sun at this point.
Cool.
However, towns like this do exist. How long they last, hard to say. However, you come up to this large section underneath the kind of bell tower where the skull looks down. And underneath it, in that same sketchwork font, red paint over like driftwood, is written, "The Glutton's Gulp."
I think we found the place, Megan.
All right, if you say so. I don't know how much of a glutton I'm feeling, but that sign got a gulp out of me.
Let's be real. Anything's going to be better than the slop that Stu serves on the ship.
No, that's very true, very true. You lead the way, I'll be right behind you.
All right. By the way, what does Stu even throw into his stew? It tastes like I don't know how to put it. It's like someone stuffed like sawdust and oatmeal and raw fish into a stew.
So it puts a hand on your shoulder. Are you sure you're ready to hear that, Arthur? I can tell you, but I don't know if you'll be ready.
You know what? Don't tell me. If you tell me, I don't think I'll be able to stomach it again.
Yeah, that's what I thought. One day when you're ready, I'll let you know.
How's this? If he ever lets me off the ship permanently, then you can tell me.
I sure will. With that, are you entering?
I am actually going to, instead of opening the door kind of quietly or suitably, we're going full western door open.
It is the swinging doors.
Yep, so there's going to be and it's not going to be quiet, it's going to be a nice, actually, and I'm just going to use, Minor Illusion does allow me to make a sound effect as I enter, so let me double check. Here we go, so Minor Illusion does allow me to make a sound, I believe. Not as awesome as Thaumaturgy. If you create a sound, its volume can range from a whisper to a scream. It can be a voice, a lion's roar, a beating drum, or any other sound you choose. So I'm going to choose to kind of do another, as the wood hits the sides, it's going to just kind of do a little echo of the wood.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
A little echo of the wood.
As you walk in, the murmuring that filled this place, just a second, for that split second as you walked in, fades.
Yep.
All these heads are kind of turning to face you. Among the people who inhabit Yarhar, it's not all kobolds. The capital city of Yarhar is a city called Yarhar that is mostly kobold focused. But the island features all manner of monster folk. However, what you see here are a mix of sea elves, elves with kind of rounded ears. There are what look to be half drow. Any elf that isn't part of what we call the Lunadar, the perfect line of unbroken elf heritage.
Yep. Okay.
So people with non-elven blood. There are also a whole cask of different sized figures all around. There are 2 furbolgs sitting in one corner, one with bright purple skin, the other one with more of a green tinge, and kind of unfocused eyes. He almost looks drowned, but he's just sitting there having a drink. There is a fire newt, 6.5, 7 feet tall. He's kind of sitting in the back corner, smoldering. He's got this massive hammer placed right between his legs, kind of knees parted, kind of leaning on it, in this kind of dark corner. There's also a goblin sitting kind of right by the entrance here. He is round. Think like a barrel. With nunchucks tucked under his arm, kind of squinting at you as you kind of walk in, eyeing you as you walk past. The tavern itself has a bar on the opposite end of it, but between you and that bar, there is a fighting pit filled with mud.
Fascinating.
Nothing's going on in there right now, but seems like that's their draw.
Oh, this is unfortunate. I was hoping they'd have a stage. I was practicing some songs about dragons in anticipation of coming here.
Looking around, Megan sort of, I'll be honest, I'm not seeing any kobolds in here. And Arthur, if I'm going to be honest, I'm starting to think parts of your story might not be entirely true. But
what about kobold? What parts?
I'm just joking. I'm just messing with you. I'm sure there's some kobolds around here that'll point us in the direction that you said.
Well, this is interesting. Because the Silver Dragon was the one who told us that Yaha was mainly populated by kobolds. That was not my information.
That's true. And
when have we ever known him to be wrong? He has a network of spies that puts just about all the other fingers to shame.
Well, you just do you. We'll make this work. You're gonna get some leads.
Best place to talk to? Bartender. Always knows something, especially if you're willing to pay.
You make your way up. There is a gentleman here.
Yep.
It's hard to describe him color-wise because he's a Triton. He's basically a face of coral. kind of like stretched back. So there's
Gotcha.
oranges and blues and purples and grays.
Understood.
There is a trident hung above the bar.
Okay.
Like a savage-looking thing. 4 points, all very jagged, shell-tipped. He sort of like watches you as you come in. Officer.
I'm not necessarily an officer. I'm just on shore. I'm on shore leave. Unfortunately, my superior has a habit of insisting we're in uniform all the time, so I'm just honestly here for a drink. Nothing else.
Well, I don't want any trouble.
Neither do I. I'm honestly just here to watch a good fight and have a good drink.
I see. Pop a copper down and I'll keep your cup full for a little while.
How about I do you one better, and I drop a silver.
Kind of like looks at it, flips it over. There is a picture of the Elvish Emperor on that coin that he kind of like regards for a second, and takes it. All right, I'll keep you going. Goes over, brings back 2 mugs, one for you, one for Megan, who's kind of propped himself up on the stool.
Yep.
The mug, whatever they contain, I don't want to describe it as sludge, but it's a thick black liquid that reeks of like.
Basically, this should only be used for stripping paint off boats.
That is the vibe. Like it's something strong, it's something harsh.
Yeah.
Very tar-like. As Megan kind of like knocks it back and kind of, oh, well, it's the good stuff. I'll tell you that. And
Megan, I severely doubt your definition of the good stuff.
Well,
as I drink my own, like not sipping it though, like I do the knock back like Megan.
Yes. You make me just a flat Constitution check.
Okay.
It's rare that I get to justify.
I am going to Bardic Inspiration myself on this one.
Can you inspire yourself?
The Bardic Inspiration does not prevent me from inspiring myself.
You
can inspire others through music. To do so, you can choose a bonus action on your turn. Choose one creature. Oh, never mind.
Yes.
Bardic. No,
there is a bard who can.
Then inspire themselves, but I am not that bard.
Yes.
I am this.
Your Jack of all trades applies to this roll, though.
Oh, sweet. So that's going to make it, so that's a +1 to it. Nice. So sweet. So it's going to be +3 total. 15.
15. You knock it back. And for that brief moment, you see kind of the darkness of the tavern.
Yep.
Alistair giving you a proud nod. There's a lesson to be learned here.
Yep.
Kind of, for a moment, you have that vision, but it's brief.
I flip, and then once I finish it off, I just flip it upside down and put it down on the table.
Yeah, you do.
In front of me.
As you're doing that, glancing around, there are some hasty footsteps, kind of like making their way towards you. Not in unison, but they've got that vibe of thump, 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 closing the distance from behind you. Turning around, there is another Triton here. Pointed fins make this like 3-pronged beard. Not of hair, of course, but that kind of bearded look. Fins going back down his head. He also has no trident, but this strange short sword pitted with like spines of a sea urchin going up. It's drawn. Next to him walks a lumbering brute of a man. Big fat rolls around his neck, a hammerhead shark's face. Gray, wet skin, kind of like straps down. No weapons, but he's got claws in his hands and razor-sharp teeth. Multiple layers of them. Kind of, Imperial.
Maybe Imperial, but I'm just an elf.
There's no just an elf. The Triton sort of, what my friend's trying to say is you're not welcome here. You and your military caused us no end of struggle.
I'm on shore leave. I'm not here to cause you any trouble. If anything, I am happy to apologize for whatever troubles we may have caused you. Perhaps pull up a seat. I can buy you a drink.
The Triton's face kind of like contorts. Shore leave, and then the hammerhead goes, sure, leave.
Excellent wordplay.
Meekin sort of
I'm
like...
quite comfortable in my chair.
You can take it with you. He is going to attempt to take the grapple action. I need you to make an acrobatics check.
Ah, I see. Acrobatics?
Yes.
Cool. It's a nat 1.
Nat 1.
That's a nat 1.
You are yanked up by the collar as he is like wheeling you around.
Yeah.
Technically, what he can do is he still has half his movement. He is dragging you over to the fighting pit.
I look over into the fighting pit and I look at him. I'm like, well, if you wanted me to fight, you should have said so. I was looking for a good brawl today.
Get in there.
And it's like I'm happy to go in, but allow me to at least walk in with the honor of a warrior I am due.
Make a persuasion check with disadvantage.
Persuasion check. Okay, yeah. That's gonna be. I got another nat 20 on that one, but it's gonna be a 9.
A 9. He like snarls at you. You see all these like layers of like shark teeth as he just drops you in. It's not far enough. It is far enough to take some damage.
Can I try to do a recovery as I'm dropping in?
Yeah, make an acrobatics check. I'll allow that.
That is gonna be a solid 23.
23. You land and are able to steady yourself. There are like a few inches of mud here.
Can I do a small tumble and up?
Yes. So you've got mud all down your back.
Yeah.
But you're stable here.
I stand with both of my rapiers drawn at this point.
Yeah. You've got two very. One of them's like an ornate kind of like imperial rapier.
And the other one's my practical. Like it's not at all like it's my original rapier. It's not at all. It's all just business.
Yes.
No.
So yeah, one of them a little longer than the other for optimal dueling. You are down here. There is a gated area, presumably for creatures to crawl out of. Only about 2 feet tall, but like 5 feet wide. Sort of low rectangle. However, this strange shark folk and the Triton are both going to hop in. Shark folk like landing, leaving like a mud crater where he hits the ground. The Triton landing much more lightly.
As they are jumping in and landing, I am going to go ahead and just I tink my swords together, and my cape flares out behind me as I cast Mirror Image.
Okay. With that, we're gonna roll initiative.
I saw this coming. I'm like, I need to do this before you get your spell in.
With that, roll initiative, and we will kick
off.
off.
I forgot about that. The fun part about Mirror Image is not a concentration spell. Mirror Image is not concentration. I forgot about that little detail. So, a duplicate's AC equals 10 plus your Dex modifier. Cool.
Okay. And so your initiative was?
My initiative... Oh, let me get my initiative roll for you. That is going to be a solid 6.
Solid 6. You're not the lowest on this.
Yep.
So, first one up with initiative 24 is Megan.
Yep.
He is not in the pit here, but he's going to kind of run up. No, Arthur!
I just look up to him and just kind of go, just like kind of almost like a...
Like stay back? Okay. He is very quickly like yanks at his short bow, is like leaning on it, trying to like tie it. Not making any attempts to get involved just yet. But his short bow is ready to go. He's kind of like waiting with it. With that, there is some commotion from behind that lower gate.
Yep.
But the Triton goes before you with a 9. He is going to make 2 attacks against you with his Urchin Spine short sword.
Yep.
First attack is a 9 to hit.
Yeah, that doesn't hit me.
No, the second attack is a 23.
Now let's see if that hits one of my duplicates. I rolled below a 3, so it does hit me and not one of my duplicates, unfortunately.
But your duplicates stay up?
Yeah, all 3 stay up.
Okay. You take, 7 points of piercing damage.
Okay.
And 11 points of poison damage.
Wait, seriously? So that's 18 damage total?
Yes.
Jeez, okay. Gotcha.
Are you conscious?
I'm conscious still.
Okay. He misses the first attack, sees through that kind of phasing of mirror image and gets a stab in. It is now your turn. He's right on you.
By the way, is that short sword steel?
His short sword?
Yeah, is it steel?
I would say yes, it is steel.
It's like, I smile at him as me and him are dueling against one another, yes. And my sword gently grazes his as I'm like, careful there, blade's hot. And and we are going to go ahead, and that is going to be an 8 damage, and he has to make a DC 14.
Okay, that's heat metal being cast?
Yeah, that is heat metal.
Wonderful, wonderful. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Yep. Any creature in physical contact with the object takes 2d8 fire damage when you cast the spell. Until the spell ends, you can use a bonus action on each of your subsequent turns to cause the damage again. If a creature is holding or wearing the object and takes the damage from it, the creature must succeed on a Constitution saving throw or drop the object, if it can.
So how much damage was it?
8 fire damage.
8 fire damage.
Yeah.
He takes the 8 damage.
Mm-hmm. And it's a DC 14.
DC 14.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Con save. Otherwise he's going to drop it.
That's going to be a fail. So he drops it?
Yep, he drops it.
You're concentrating on heat metal, so you can keep it glowing red.
Yeah, but I choose to, so concentration is going, but I have to choose to activate it with a bonus action every turn to do more damage.
Yeah, so he could pick it up safely, and then your bonus action targets it.
Yeah, but it's still hot for now.
Yes.
It's still hot, so. Yeah, he'll have to spend his action to pick it up, I think, or, like, is it,
So it is an object interaction. However, you can object interaction kick it away if you want.
Okay. Gotcha. I am going to go ahead and object interaction. I'm going to give it a good hard boot with my foot.
So it kind of tumbles away.
Mm-hmm.
Just kind of like the side corner here. You kind of swipe it over. And it's like kind of half obscured by the mud.
And
there's some steam coming out.
I do still have a bonus. So let's see. I can't remember. Can I make an offhand attack if I don't make a main?
No.
Okay,
I
so I
believe
can't
you have
do
to
it.
make a main.
Okay. Yep. Oh, also, fantastic. I forgot. I get an extra +1 to my AC because I am now, I have the dual wielder feat and I'm wielding 2 weapons in my hand.
Oh.
Yeah. So I have a 17 AC.
Nice. That's your turn, though?
Yeah, that is my turn as I'm, But I'm going to put myself up against the wall so that way they can't flank me.
Yes. With that, kind of like moving forward, kind of puts a heavy hand on his Triton companion, pushes him aside. The shark folk kind of like is going to make 2 attacks. First one is going to be trying to bite you.
Nope.
Ooh, that is a 7 and a 5. Claw attack next.
Yep. Nope.
As he's like, this guy looks like he hits pretty hard, but you're able to like deflect, and he's like not able to get in close because of the rapiers.
Yep.
You're putting up a very good defense. Even the mirror images are helping kind of like distract him. As a hammerhead, he's got 2 eyes, and you're right in the middle, and he's kind of like he's focusing on both. But he still looks like he's trying to close in. Megan has finished like nodding his bow, sort of looks at you for a nod.
Looking around at the situation. Would him interfering turn the bar against me, or would it be better for him to stay out of it to prevent the bar from getting...
Make an insight check.
Insight check? Okay. That's a 3.
Can't tell.
I'm looking around. I'm at 7 health. I can't afford to be...
Yeah.
It's like, I gesture, like, as I see him, I gesture, though, for him to hop into the arena. Otherwise, I think that as long as he's in the arena, I don't think anyone will complain.
Yes. He is going to kind of, like, throw himself over, legs kicking as he drops into the mud.
Yeah.
He will turn, position himself not next to you, but close enough that he makes a line between the shark folk and the Triton.
Yep, gotcha.
He's kind of, like, quite close to you. And he's going to he's going to use Hail of Arrows. He fires an arrow, and as he launches it, he's close range, like close enough to give disadvantage.
So this is like a shotgun blast.
Yes, as the arrow is released, it immediately starts to split into a cone. I have to make dex saves.
Yeah.
Ooh. That is a 1... Okay, good. 1 success for the shark folk, and a failure for the Triton.
Ooh.
I get to roll some damage.
Loses his short sword and takes a hail of arrows to the face.
Yes, the Triton is going to take 23 points of damage. 23 and 8 is 31.
Okay.
And then half of 23 is 11. Cause we
11 rounding down.
11.
Yep.
So... they're blasting you. The Triton suddenly is looking real bad. The shark folk, not so much. He's
just looking a little peppered.
He's looking a little peppered. As I close my tab that contained all of my data.
Yeah.
Thank goodness it saves.
Mm-hmm.
With that is Megan's turn. Someone kind of out of your view, kind of up top, sort of yells out, "They're Imperials, right? Let them fight the beasts." You hear some like murmuring, sort of like, no, and then one goes, yeah, just open the gate, let's see what happens.
I just shout up as we're fighting these two. Allow us to finish the first bout, then send the beasts in. And
there's a pause and sort of, give the other two a chance, I guess. As you can still hear some like movement behind the gate here.
Mm-hmm. By the way, I'm not aiming to kill these guys. I am aiming to incapacitate them.
As this is happening, far in the back corner of this room, the fire newt sits, kind of like hands on his hammer.
Oh, there's a fire newt.
Yeah, there is. He turns, and a figure that you didn't see when you came in is kind of like leaning against the wall here. Cloak obscuring even in the darkness, kind of blends in. Fire Newt just kind of turns to this figure and says, "They're Imperial. Could be passage if we get a good word in. Do you want to help them?"
I can.
Jesse, would you like to describe your character for us?
I am this very kind of pale, greeny-skinned half wood elf with a kind of very messy hair that's been kind of poorly tied back in a ponytail. Just kind of slouching in the corner, wearing a black robe.
Sort of. I think you should. It's, looks pretty ugly down there, and I don't think they're all playing for the same goal. This could be good for us. We're so close now. It is your turn.
I kind of peek up from my seat. What can I actually see from here? How far away is it?
How are you looking, Johnny?
I'm looking like I am not looking good, but I only have one physical wound on me, but you can see that there is something slowing me down. You can't quite tell what it is because you're like, that's just like a scratch wound. Like, that's just a scratch. It shouldn't be causing that much problem.
Yeah, and then next to him is this little, 4-foot tall satyr.
Yep.
Pot-bellied little bow that he's just fired off. Looking kind of panicked but not injured. Both of their opponents are injured. The Triton much more. But this shark folk, whatever he is, seems to be doing pretty well in comparison.
How far away are they?
From you, probably... the fighting pit's not actually that large. So I'll say 30 feet, 35 at most.
Okay. And jumping into the fighting pit is... how far is the jump down?
Probably about 12 feet. So if you hang off and then let go, you're fine.
Okay. Nearing the... Okay, so I'm gonna kind of reach into my pouch and pull out some ash as I kind of press it onto my forehead and mutter a prayer in Sylvan. A cloaked figure appears next to the ring.
Yeah.
With kind of this almost balaclava, kind of covering them, this robe. Very, again, pale skin, kind of greenish eyes with this white hair kind of combed over.
Cool.
Holding 2 scimitars, is going to roll initiative.
Okay.
That's a 20 on initiative.
20 on initiative.
Yeah.
Okay. I will resort my initiative order. Lovely.
In addition,
yes.
This kind of faint purplish hue kind of resonates from the middle of the ring and kind of goes out.
Cool.
Yeah.
From the middle of the ring?
Yep.
Ooh. Are there any shapes to it or motion things? Or is it
just a slight, just a hue. Nothing crazy.
Sure. As you boom that out, Arthur, you're not really aware of what's going on here.
Mm-hmm.
Most of this is happening outside of your knowledge.
Yeah.
However, it is the Triton's turn. He is going to... You've already backed up from him, so he doesn't get an opportunity attack from you. But he's going to scramble over to get his sword. He will scoop it up.
I think it's still flaming though.
So the effects of heat metal are like instantaneous.
Yeah.
So you can bonus action on your turn to make it happen.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
But yes, for now, yeah, he picks it back up. And he is going to run over to the gentleman who shot him and will make 2 attacks against your dear Megan.
Oh, poor Megan. Oh, Megan, poor
That's
Megan.
an unnatural 20 to hit. So Megan's going to take some damage.
Yeah.
I won't say how much, but it looks bad.
Poor Megan.
As he makes a second attack. The second attack will miss. But hang on. Yeah, no, it will miss. Megan's got decent AC. But Megan is like stabbed here, and you see like he kind of like sags a little bit.
Yep.
The poison is like hitting him hard.
Yep.
With that, that is our.
I think it's my turn.
It is now your turn, and the shark folk goes after you.
And as I am dueling with the shark folk with my blade, I just politely shout, I don't think I've forgotten you, my friend, and I'm going to use my bonus action to heat the metal once again. So it's a Constitution save 14, and it's going to be a total of 7 fire damage.
Yes. So he is going to drop.
Yep.
Rules is written, spells can't non-lethal, but I'll say, you're burning his hand. He's just going to drop. He's making death saves.
Okay. Yep. I can't non-lethal that, but
I'll say death saves for him. So someone can stabilize him or heal him back up now, but yeah.
I just as I'm dealing with the shark, I just say to Megan, I'm like, do me a favor, make sure he doesn't die. This place hates us enough as it is.
All right, that's your bonus action.
That's my bonus action. I can still do a main attack though.
Yes.
So I'm gonna go ahead and main attack with my rapier against the big guy.
Okay.
So that's gonna be a +5, and that's gonna be a 21.
21 definitely.
And
hits.
I'm gonna go ahead and use a blade flourish, which consumes up one of my bodic inspiration. You learn to conduct whenever you take the attack action on your turn. Your walking speed increases by 10 feet, and if a weapon attack that you make hits a creature, you can use one of the blade flourish. You can only use one blade flourish per turn. Oh wait, the damage equals the roll your number. You expend 1 use of bardic inspiration. Okay.
Yes.
I just wanted to make sure I was using it correctly. So, but it doesn't cost me a bonus action. I did double check that. Okay. So I'm using defensive flourish. So it's going to deal an additional. I think I'm still at D6 right now as a bard.
Yes.
So I'm going to deal a D6 and a D8 damage to him, and I'm going to gain AC equal to what I roll on my bonus die.
Oh, okay.
Yes. So that is going to be a total of 9 damage plus 3 from Dex, so that's going to be 12 damage on him.
Okay. He's taken 23 damage so far.
12, and my AC is now at 18, and I still have all 3 of my my mirror images.
Yes, it's the unfortunate one I saw on that D6, but alas.
Yeah.
With that hit, you kind of push him from being like fine to like, ooh, he's not totally sure what he's gonna do.
By the way, and as I'm attacking, I don't go for his hands. Like I am slashing his legs.
Yes. Kind of drops for a second, has to push himself back up. He's got 2 attacks to make. He's gonna go and try and bite you.
Yep.
Oh, as I click my roll here. That's going to be an 11.
I just sidestep him as he bites downward and forward.
Yep. As you kind of sidestep, he's going to like wildly like swing with the claw.
Oh dear.
Okay, that is going to be. That's a 16. I think that misses.
That misses. I have 18 AC right now.
Well done.
Do I like bring up my other rapier just in time to like block as he swings?
Yeah. You're able to kind of like ting out of the way here, as he just kind of snarls and says, "Ugh."
No offense, but I don't need a haircut.
You should leave this place. As with that, Megan's gonna go. Megan has realized in closing the distance, he's like, "Oh, I'm a little closer than I should be." he is gonna leap, like hands drop as he like headbutts into this thing's chin. It's a base 16. Deals 6 points of damage. And then, because his stat block is apparently bonkers, he gets to make 2 more of those. So he jumps up, like, headbutts this thing in the jaw. There's a crack. As, like, the teeth kind of, like, slam together. As he then grabs him by, like the strap of his, like, leather armor, and just goes boom, boom, into the gut. Like, right to wind him. First attack will hit. Second attack will miss. So, like, the first one's, like, a decisive, and then I'll roll damage, but, it's another. It's actually, sorry, it's 5 damage on the second hit.
Yep.
Suddenly this thing's not looking the best. As he gets hit once for the solid hit, and he's able to catch Megan by the horns, just kind of like throw him back for the second one. He's not able to get that third hit in. Yeah. As he's kind of like sagging a little bit. With that, this figure in this dark cloak
is going to jump into the ring. So do the hanging drop.
Yeah, hang and then release.
Who is bothering?
Just the shark guy. The other guy's down.
Lumbering shark folk, like big rolls
So
of fat.
approaching from behind is this dark figure. As it kind of gets illuminated by the light, you can see it's almost slightly transparent, as well as kind of around the neck. You can see these slightly glowing tattoos as it starts approaching.
I just kind of, as I see him approaching, as I'm dueling with the shark, I'm like, you might want to look behind you.
Shark folk kind of like turns like 90 degrees. So he puts the satyr in the middle, and he's got you in one eye, and he turns and kind of like catches like sight of this approaching figure.
Does he speak Elvish?
I do.
You don't know, but
as he kind of puts his hand on his shoulder and says, "That one's mine," and is going to make 2 attacks.
Okay.
Oh.
I crit.
Oh, jeez.
I'm going to do...
First roll of the campaign. Well done, well
done. This is kind of nuts. As he takes 34 points of mixed slashing and necrotic damage.
34?
Yeah.
What?
Okay, so that is all the damage he's taken again. That definitely kills this thing. Are you lethal or non-lethal?
Lethal.
Okay. How do you want to do it?
Just clean in half.
He's huge, but you're able to sort of
just... Yeah, if it takes 2 hacks, I got that too.
He kind of drops him in half here, leaving you facing this figure here. Anything else you want to do on your turn?
Is there anyone else around?
Kind of turning. There is rabid scratching noises coming from the metal gate. But nothing else in the immediate arena, just this dying Triton here, who seems to be out of the fight.
I will approach right up to him.
Okay.
I bring up both of my swords ready.
And he's got the mirror images going.
Yeah, and the mirror images are all are surrounding me.
He'll kind of just turn around and face the grate.
Okay.
All right.
With that...
by the way, I'm going to kind of shout something up to the arena at this point.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, is it too late to put a bet on myself yet?
There's some murmurings here, and you hear actually a mix of voices. Some people are like, hey, he didn't ask for the fight, get him out of there. But the prevailing voices right now are, raise the gate, raise the gate. And the gate starts to...
Yeah, as the gate starts, I'm like, and so can I put a bet on myself?
No! You're like one of the very round goblin here with the nunchucks, kind of like, I'll put a bet on you. Don't disappoint me.
I won't.
As lumbering out of this pit here are not one, but 2 creatures from which you've developed a history.
Oh no.
2 giant crayfish.
Giant crayfish. I just look at them, and you my character, there's just a small, he's a trained martial man, but you see a slight sag, and you just hear a quiet whisper come out, Jesse, from his mouth.
I got some art there for you.
You just hear a quiet whisper. My uniform's gonna stink.
As they are just They're going to... One goes left, one goes right. They've got, like, war paint on them. Scarring in, like, runes. Draconic words for death and things like that to, like, really toughen them up.
Yeah.
Essentially, like, as close to tattoos as they're going to get.
Yeah.
As they...
How big are these things, by the way?
They are large creatures.
Oh, fantastic.
So 2 of them occupy, like, half the arena here. They are... their turn concludes with them climbing out.
Perfect.
But they are occupying the other half of the arena here.
So, can I, with 30 feet, can I move to engage them?
Not yet, because it's this strange, plain-faced half-elf's turn.
Kind of watching what happened there. You're not looking too great, are you?
Not feeling it either, but let's get some fish, eh?
They're both looking pretty bad. Him and the
So from way outside the arena, I guess, like 40 feet-ish.
Yeah.
I will cast Healing Word.
Yeah.
How? Whoa, okay. What in the multi-class jank is this?
You heal 13 points of HP.
And the satyr does as well, yes? Or how much does the satyr heal?
No.
It's single
No,
target.
Satyr, is Satyr friendly?
Yeah, he's in the
He will heal 7 HP.
Okay.
It's working.
It is working. So he's immediately looking better. Megan's sort of like, what was that?
Apparently, we've made a friend.
Yes. As the Triton on the ground is going to make a death save. He has 1 success.
Fantastic.
Okay, as I quickly record that, now, Arthur, you are up.
Yep, I am going to go ahead and run forward to engage these guys, the
Yes.
crayfish. And as I'm running forward, I'm like, by the way, one of you haul him out of the arena. I kind of just point with the sword at the guy on the ground.
Yeah.
Unless you want your friend to become fish food.
Make a charisma check of some kind. I would suggest intimidation, but if you want persuasion, I could just.
Let me see. I'm going to say persuasion on this one.
Sure.
Or, no, intimidation. This is intimidation, so...
You're kind of threatening his safety if they don't get him out.
No, persuasion, really. I'm trying to convince them to save a friend here. I'm trying to be nice. 24.
24. Yeah, a face pops up very quickly.
Yep.
It's not the bartender, but another, younger Triton here is kind of, starting to climb over here. He'll go at the start of the Triton's next turn.
By the way, is the blade still next to the Triton?
Yes, because he picked it up.
So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to drop my rapier, and I'm going to grab his short sword, because I can still technically do dual wielding with a short sword and a rapier.
Yes.
Because I have the dual wielder feat.
I believe the ruling on this does work. Like, you can, no action required to drop
it, and then my action to pick up.
Object interaction to pick up.
So
you still have your
and I've dropped concentration on heat metal, by the way.
Okay. So you have an action, bonus action.
Yep, action,
And
bonus
there are
action.
2 crayfish here. You
And
want
I'm
left one or
gonna,
right one?
can I, as I'm using my movement, can I get on top of one of the crayfish here? And, attack from above? Or is the crayfish not big enough for me to, run on top of the crayfish? And
It is big enough that, you can, interact with its size a little bit.
Okay, yeah, because I'm picturing the best way to fight this crayfish is get on top of it and start going into the seams of the shell.
Yeah. No, totally.
The shell plating. So, yeah, we're going to go ahead and we're going to do our first attack is going to be with the rapier. And then we're going to do a follow-up attack with the short sword.
Yes. Sorry, did you say left or right?
What?
There's a left one and a right one. Which one are you going for?
To the right one. I'm going to go for the right one, and I'm going to go ahead and do the short sword first.
Sure.
And then actually, it doesn't matter which order, because I have the dual wielder feat and the 2-weapon fighting style. So that means when you engage in 2-weapon fighting, you can add your ability modifier to the damage of the second attack.
Sure, go for it.
So I'm all good on both, so these function normally. Okay, so short sword, rapier.
Okay.
Okay, 16. Which one did I say was... This one was the short sword, right? Yep, this one was the rapier. So 16 and a 7. I'm assuming only the 16 hits.
16 hits.
Okay, that's going to be a d8 damage, and I'm going to go ahead and do another flourish, by the way.
Sure.
Blade flourish, and it's going to be the defensive flourish again.
Mm-hmm.
As that's just too good of one to pass up in this fight. And that is going to be 5 damage plus 3, so that's going to be 8 damage total, and my AC is now sitting at 20.
8 damage to the one on the right here. Yeah, you're not able to find purchase with the sea urchin blade, but your rapier just finds that spot.
Yep.
With that, that's your turn there.
Yep.
Shark folk is very dead. Megan is up. He does not have another hail of arrows to use. He's going to keep his distance on this one. Kind of like moving kind of just behind you a little bit, kind of getting up against the wall.
How can he get behind me when I'm like on top of the...
Yeah, well you're up there. He's kind of, he's kind of like moving like away from you.
Gotcha.
Like, opposite wall. Takes 3 short bow shots. 2 of them are going to hit.
Fantastic.
He is attacking the one that is the one that you are on.
Okay, yep.
Does 11 damage total with those 2 hits. Puts it at 19 damage taken. With that, this dark cloaked figure, you have watched as these 2 crayfish are out. The agent of the Imperium's fighting, the satyrs shooting shots at them.
What race is he?
He appears to be
High elf.
High elf, yes.
Very distinctly high elf. Eyes, give it away.
Yeah. Except the lavender purple kind of, yeah.
He's on top of one of these crayfish?
Yeah,
Yes.
the right one.
Okay. Yeah, the hooded figure's just gonna pull out both and kind of run towards that and make his 2 attacks.
The same one?
Yeah.
Okay.
That is a 13 to hit.
13 to hit? 13 does not hit.
Okay. And a nat 1, so that's a miss.
Not
Yeah.
finding purchase. That is turn?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. It is now the crayfish's turn. The rightmost one is going to go on this creature here with 2 attacks.
On me, right?
Yes. It's a 23 to hit.
Yep.
Take 8 points of bludgeoning damage,
Okay.
and you are grappled.
Oh!
Second hit on you.
Sure.
It's another 23.
Okay.
Take another 7 points of bludgeoning damage.
So first hit was...
8 damage and then 7, so 15 total.
Okay.
Yep, still up.
Oh yeah.
Okay. The second one here is going to attack, because it has a better shot on Arthur. It's going to make a claw attack against you.
Okay.
It's going to miss the first one with a 7. Second one, it's going to be a 12.
Yeah, just duck under it.
You don't even need this this mirror image, I'll tell you that much. With that, the strange hooded figure sitting with this fire newt. Fire newt's kind of like leaning in. How's it going? I can't really tell from here. Seem to be winning.
It's going... I kind of... like... grab some powder from my pouch and kind of... and make an owl appear in my hand.
Okay.
And I'm going to send it in.
Okay, you...
Yep.
I believe... Does that go on your turn?
I believe so.
Okay. So yeah, what would you like it to...
It is going to take the help action on the crayfish that they're attacking.
The right one.
Yes. And then it's going to swoop back up with flyby.
Cool.
Then I will use my bonus action to cast... nothing.
Okay.
That's my turn.
Yeah. With that, it is the Triton's turn for a death save, but at this point, he's got 1 success, 1 failure. The smaller one is going to drop. Going to run over to him and make a medicine check. Just barely succeeds with a 10, and we'll drag him to like a safer corner here.
Cool.
Kind of like cowering with him. With that, Johnny, you are up, and your first roll has advantage from the help action.
These 2 are going to be for the advantage roll on the short sword stab, and then this one's going to be the rapier stab.
You got it.
Okay, so that is going to be a 14 for the short sword, and it is going to be a solid 8 for the rapier.
So the highest you rolled is a 14?
Yeah, 14.
14 does not hit.
14 does not hit. That is very unfortunate.
You were 1 shy. Yeah, 15 AC.
That is unfortunate.
Stabbing, not able to find purchase here.
Yeah.
At this point, there's an owl overhead. Chaos is kind of breaking out in the ring here. Maybe it's a little distracting.
That's all I do. I mean,
sure. Removing the Triton from the turn order because he's essentially accounted for. It is now Megan's turn. Going to take 3 more shots. This time he's going to start focusing on the left one. He's got 2 people on the right one. He's going to start to try and even it out. Round 1, or not round, short. Only one's gonna hit. He does 6 damage to the one on the left. The other 2 shots kind of get caught in the claw.
Gotcha.
Break off that way. So 6. With that,
Hooded figure?
Hooded figure.
I'm grappled, correct?
Yes.
Hey, you. How you fare in the dark?
As long as it's not magical, just fine.
That's a shame.
I cast darkness.
Oh!
Yep.
Darkness covers basically, it's a 15-foot radius?
I will have to check that.
Yes, because it might cover like the whole arena.
Dark vision does not penetrate darkness, right?
No, not magical. We have
15-foot radius.
Yeah, so that'll be the whole arena basically.
Yeah.
Oh, shoot.
So, aside from maybe like a back corner, but yeah, that's your action.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, anything else?
I don't believe so.
Okay. With that, it is another crayfish's turn.
Oh, good.
I believe the official rules on this are kind of janky.
Yes.
Because it's like, technically...
I have blind sight.
You have blind sight?
Yeah.
Oh, so he would have disadvantage attacking you?
Yeah.
Yeah, cool. Because he's not unseen. Oh, jeez. 14 and a 15 on the rolls. It's an 18.
Yeah, it hits.
Okay. That's 9 points of bludgeoning damage.
Okay.
Second attack. Okay. 11 to hit?
Yes.
Okay. So yeah, he squeezes on the hand that already grabs you, but the other one is not able to get you. As for the
full concentration, I pass.
As for the other one here, that's going on Mr. Mirror Image. How does Mirror Image work if they can't see you? Is there a rule for that?
There's always just, I have to roll a d20 if a creature is unaffected by the spell if it can't see, if it relies on senses other than sight, such as blind sight, or if it can perceive illusion as false, as with true sight.
Okay, so Mirror Image is not helping you right now because it can't see you.
Okay.
But because you can't see it, it is just a flat roll that it's
Gotcha.
So it's 2 claws, nat 1 on the first.
Yep.
That's a little cocked. I think I'm going to go with the 8.
Okay.
So 12 to hit misses. Yeah, so it's you can feel like the wind of these claws missing you. The one below is fighting. You're in pitch darkness.
Turn the damn lights back on.
With that, Jesse, your character, sort of watching this all play out.
Kind of turn to my lizard friend.
Yes, it turns back to you.
I'm not sure what he's doing.
Have you lost control of him?
I just gave him a simple directive. Seems to be carrying that out.
All right.
Who is outside of the darkness?
Probably just the satyr.
And the owl?
Yes, and the owl's above.
Okay, no part of the crayfish are sticking out?
I don't think so, no. They're next to each other there.
Okay. Is there like a crowd of people watching?
Yes, they're sort of ringing the arena.
I'll get out of my seat and go over to them.
Yeah.
And I will... It's lightly obscured.
Yes.
So I'll hide from.
Okay, yeah, make a...
That is a... 14.
14.
And I'll have my... Can my owl ready? Actually, can't really ready the help action unless I'm really close.
Yeah.
Yep, no, that's all.
Okay. Yes. So, interesting. Arthur, you're up. Still on this top.
Your shadow just can hear a small set of a string of Sylvan curse words as I bring down the short sword and the rapier on this guy again. So short sword,
disadvantage,
rapier. No, it's neutral because I'm blind.
Yeah.
It's blind.
Yes.
Nice.
We're rolling neutral.
Yeah.
Funny how that works.
Yes.
No. Neither hit. Dice are just not working.
They are not
tonight.
working on either side, really. But you know, it's the chaos, it's the darkness, all these factors contributing. That's your turn. Megan is up. You can't see either of them. So it's just, I guess it's flat roll still, right? Because they're short bow, 3 attacks.
Actually, by the way, can I shout out something?
Yeah.
Megan, shoot towards my voice. I'm still on top of one.
Love it. Yes, so he will fire off.
Ooh.
It's a 5. That's an 11.
Ooh.
That's a 6, so a 12.
Mm-hmm.
Last one.
Oh, there you
14.
go.
Okay, so unnatural 20 to hit.
Yep.
Rolls max damage for 10 on the one you're on.
Yep.
So it's now taken 29 points of damage. The one you're on is starting to sag a little bit.
Yep.
It's not doing as good. The left one's still looking pretty okay. However, grappled.
Yes.
And yours.
I'm still making normal attacks against this creature, so it would have just advantage then?
Advantage sourced from darkness.
From the darkness.
Yes.
Okay. In that case, I will make 2 attacks with advantage. That one to a hit,
Yep.
and then second attack is also a hit.
Okay.
So that is... should I break up the attacks, or just do...
Actually, yes, you should. I'll honor the attack if you get to move on to the next one.
Okay.
But roll first damage.
First attack?
Yeah.
Total? No
Yes.
damage? 13.
13 damage.
Yeah.
29 plus 13 will kill this thing.
Okay.
So the right one drops, and you feel it like sag. You're still on top of it, but
Okay.
it kind of drops. And you can sense where the other one is.
Yeah.
If you'd like to disentangle yourself
Yeah.
and move in.
Kind of push out and then
Yes.
go over. Are we honoring that roll?
I'll honor that
Okay.
roll, yeah.
In that case, this attack deals 19 points of damage.
19 points, so 25 total it's taken. As you stab in, it kind of like shrieks as it like falls back a little bit. Are you going lethal on the first one, the one that you dropped? Okay. Yeah, with that, the left one's going to go. It'll make one attack against you, and then it will try and make one attack against Arthur.
Disadvantage?
Okay. Yes. Oh, a disadvantage.
Good.
Yeah, we'll miss. The one on Arthur is just a normal roll. That's a crit.
Ouch.
So now we get to roll. Oh, it doesn't use sight. So he doesn't apply the mirror image here.
Yep.
Uh-oh. Roll the critical hit. Okay, this might drop you. Probably will. 16 points of bludgeoning damage.
Okay, I'm still up.
You're still up. You're grappled.
Mm-hmm.
Oh
Yep.
boy, okay.
Wait a second. I'm grappled.
You are grappled. I'm seeing a smile. I'll trust that when we get there. But standing in the crowd, this hooded figure kind of slouched over. You're looking down. You can see Megan firing shots in this little satyr.
Is Megan hurt?
Megan is... yes, he is not bloodied, though.
Healing word.
Yep.
You heal 12 points.
12 points. He's looking a lot better.
And yourself and my guy get 7 HP.
Okay.
He will look up at you,
Mm-hmm.
because your hide did not beat his passive perception.
Okay.
And he will kind of like give like a shaky kind of nod at you.
I'll just sulk back into the crowd using my action to hide again.
Yes.
Not quite as good. 13.
13? He kind of nods, but you lose eye contact with him. Yes. Yeah, kind of looking away.
Yeah.
With that, that is the summon's turn. It is now... Oh, sorry. That is your turn done. So
Yep.
it is now Arthur's turn.
So I do believe the rules state when a creature is grappled,
Yes?
the creature grappling it has advantage on melee attacks to hit him.
No.
But I have no. Is that not how it works? The grapple anymore?
Restrained applies disadvantage. Grapple is just your speed is 0.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Well, I'm gonna go. I'm assuming now I can feel where he is. He's right beside me. Yeah, he's got me. He's got my body wrapped up. So I'm gonna go ahead and stab into this guy since I know exactly where this sucker is.
Sure. It is a flat roll, but...
Yeah. I know where he is now. So okay. So rapier, short sword.
Sure. I like those
yes. Okay. So short sword gets the 17. Short sword's going first with the D6, and what's the poison damage on this?
3d6 poison damage.
3d6 poison? Holy! Okay, so I'm gonna roll 3d6 for the poison first, and then I'll roll the flat damage.
Okay.
So poison is a total of 11 damage
Okay.
plus 4, so 15 total damage.
15 plus 25 is...
40.
40.
And then the rapier is going to go ahead and hit, and I'm going to go ahead and trigger defensive flourish with... Actually, no, I'm not. I've only got 2 bardic... Do I get bardic inspiration back from a short rest or only a long rest?
When you're level 5, you get it back at a short.
Yes.
Okay, I'm not level 5 yet, but I'm going to go ahead and save my bardic inspiration for now and just go ahead flat. That's another 4 damage as I stab it
Is that enough?
with my rapier.
Oh, one shot.
Oh. This is like, you weaken the grip, you like really find purchase with like the sea urchin blade.
Yep.
44 damage dealt.
Okay.
The other one had less health too, like the start, but this one is 44. Not making it up, so the giant crayfish has a stab block, but...
okay, now it's Megan's turn, I do believe. Megan gets to go, I believe?
It is Megan's turn. He will take his short bow shots.
Come on. I just yell at Megan, I'm like, it's got me grappled!
Megan will first shot ends this thing. It's just going to immediately drop you as you kind of like tumble back. He will shoot for. He's not really able to choose lethal or not, but it'll lethal this thing. As you're able to kind of stumble out of that grip here. We are no longer in initiative order.
By the way, Jan, is there a head to this crawfish? Is there a head to this crawfish? Or what is it you said I was fighting?
Right.
Crayfish?
Yes, you are in darkness right now. However, to answer your question, the darkness is pulling out, but that these things are making in the mud, kind of the squelching, the movement has ceased. As it's just Megan kind of like short bow drawn, spare arrow in his teeth, as you're able to kind of make your way towards where Megan was, if you like.
I'm actually staying in there because I'm actually going to pull out my dagger and I'm going to search for the head of this thing and I am going to...
Carve it out? I'm going
to wait until the lights come back on, though.
Okay,
It's like, I'm just going to... Can you... Hey.
I'm going to approach him.
Okay, in the darkness. You
Yeah.
hear the mud stepping as this thing approaches.
Yep.
I'll kind
Daggers.
of, hands on my knees, kind of lean in and darkness disappears. Was a pleasure.
Thank you.
Need a hand?
Yes, actually, can you just... and I stretch out the neck so he can, like, hold the neck and the head separate as I take my, like... I don't have just, like, a dagger. I'm assuming I have a nice, like, dagger for, like, working on a ship. So it's nice, nice serrated edge, nice flat edge, too. So I'm just going to I'm just going to saw the head off of this thing.
Absolutely.
I take the help action.
What check? Is this a sleight of hand?
Yeah, I'll say sleight of hand.
Sweet. +7. 22.
Yeah, you're able cleanly the head just pops off.
And I hold it up like a freaking trophy of war above my head.
There is like a hushed silence, but some, despite themselves, begin to clap, and it seems people are kind of...
As I'm holding up, I will shout up, "Are you not entertained?" As I'm going to... Can I do a performance check here?
Sure.
Does this head give me advantage by any chance?
Yeah, I'll allow it.
Yes.
While he's doing that, I'm going to go over to the cut in half shark and kind of just put my foot on it and separate it more and say, "Clap!"
20. That's a Daniel. That's going to be a 21 to the "Are you not entertained?"
Yes, there is some applause going out now. You can see like towering above some of like the sea elves here. This kind of like smoldering fire newt.
Yep.
Kind of like again leaning on the hammer, kind of like peering in at you. As this is happening, some like wooden ladders are thrust into the mud, kind of pitched up at an angle. As Megan starts to clamber out, kind of like looks back at you and says, "Let's get out of here."
I climb up with the head still in my hand as I'm going to climb up this thing.
As you do that, to the figure in the arena,
They will follow.
They will fall. Okay. You make your way up, and very quickly, like pushing aside people, this fire newt kind of like moves his way up. You.
Yes, can I help you? As I clean off, like I picked up my other rapier, by the way, on my way out, since that's the Dominion's Imperium's rapier. I clean it off on my trouser leg as I resheath both my blades. I clean off the sea urchin blade as well, and I kind of look around. Is anyone coming for the sea urchin blade? It's
not presently, no.
I just tuck it under my cloak.
Yeah. You have to be very careful about it.
Yes, I know. I will I kind of just wrap it up in my. Actually, I'll take off my cloak and wrap the blade in my cloak
Kinda
until I can get
gingerly
it
wrap
properly
it.
sheathed. Yes,
Totally.
I have the sea-urchin blade now.
Yes.
Yes.
As this fire newt kind of looking down at you very sternly, like, my friend stuck his neck out for you. If you'll join us at our booth.
Sure. I'm looking at the crawfish. I'm assuming we can't bring trophies back to the ship, so.
Yeah.
So I head over to the bar,
Yeah.
and I put it down on the bar, and I'm like, you might want to mount that.
Sort of. You do know that that's like our evening entertainment most nights.
I look down, and I'm like, how much did the fish cost you?
She looks at it. It was an investment. However, typically when people come to this establishment, that is what they're fighting to do. So I'll mount this. Who should I say was the champion who bested it?
I'm just gonna say Arthan.
Arthan.
I guess I can say it's the Darkling kind of gives you a frown. Just you?
And the hooded fellow.
Zeus.
Zeus. Arthan and Zeus. Yes, we'll put up a plaque for it, and you seem to have bested both of them. That's fine. We have enough champions that I'm sure there will be more fighting tonight during peak hours.
Should I be worried about the shark fellow's friends?
Sort of looks down at where the shark fellow's split in half and the Triton's being like dragged out of the arena here. Sort of. No. That's what people come here to see. You did put on a good show. Better than any Imperial agent we've ever had in here, willingly or otherwise. If you're in town again and you're looking to have a place to stay, performances like that, I appreciate.
Okay,
He
fantastic.
kind of slides another tankard of ale over to you and your friend.
Yep.
He kind of looks at Zeus here. We'll get a third mug of ale kind of down.
Yeah, he'll drink.
With that,
Hey, Bella, what was the name of this place? The what is it?
the Glutton's Gulp. There is also a pat on your back to you and to Zeus here, as this round goblin, the nunchucks in his, kind of like shoved up in his armpit, kind of goes like, I'm proud of you.
How did he reach our backs?
Oh, he's like,
It's more like a butt slap, really.
yeah. It's like lower back. So if I'm proud of you, I didn't bet on you, creature.
I kind of lean down. I'm like, how do we do?
Well, I made 2 silver off you, so I'm feeling pretty good about it.
What were the odds on me, anyways?
Odds, I just put a silver down and then I got paid out. You know, we didn't. It was kind of hasty, you know, but yeah, I don't think people were expecting you to win.
I kind of look over to the bartender. I said, what's a cup? What is it? So I'm like, does that silver? Is my tab still good for another drink?
Your tab's good for a drink.
I say, give one to this guy. To the goblin with the nunchucks.
He'll fill one up and kind of like down, kind of like the goblin kind of takes it in both hands, awkwardly to keep the nunchucks in. Sort of, yeah, pleasure betting on you.
I give him a small 2-fingered salute as I head over to join them.
Yeah, you sit down. Megan's already kind of sitting here as this fire newt kind of like watches you take your seat. I imagine the hooded figure.
I'd be hovering.
Hovering?
Well, both of us.
Fire Newt kind of moves aside and motions, not for the figure from the arena, but this hooded elf to take a seat next to him. Take a seat. Is the other one safe? Kind of looks up at the Darkling.
Safe?
I don't know. Is it okay? All right. Kind of swings his head around.
Yes.
You there? You're Imperial, yes?
Yes, I am.
You got a ship?
Yes, but I am no authority to grant you passage. Actually, Megan might be able to do that, but I don't know if he can.
You can sort of like, I'm just happy you guys saved us. I mean, Arthur, you know, I like our odds and all, but that was one fight more than I was ready for.
I'm with you on that. I'm just questioning because I believe. Are you fellows looking for? I'm sorry, I shouldn't have assumed, but are you two fellows looking for the three of you looking for a ride? Is that what the three of you are looking for? A ride?
The fire newt turns and kind of looks at you. Kind of. Yes. I'll put it this way. I'm from a land very far east of here, called the Kindle Cradle.
Okay. Actually, have I heard of that in my world travels?
I wouldn't even say you have to roll. Like, yes, absolutely. Far to the southeast.
Did my training ever take me there?
Probably not directly. It's not the center of anything. It's kind of by Bredenroy. It's like a city kind of down that way.
Okay.
That you might have. So you've probably been like across the sea from it.
Always wanted to visit. Never gotten the closest I've ever gotten was Bredenroy. Never gotten close enough to actually go visit.
Yeah, makes sense. There are some fire newts up there. However, my kind's not welcome in the Imperium.
That's the problem. We could probably get the half elf or full elf.
Half.
We could probably get the your half elf companion. We could probably get on the ship, but I'm sorry, you're a fire newt. You know how the Imperium is about Fey and non-Fey.
He kind of like looks at you, just shakes his head. Who's your captain?
I kind of look over at Megan of like, this is up to you if we disclose this one.
Megan sort of, I'm kind of confused by this. Where do you guys get off asking for passage from an Imperial ship? You're not even in Imperial waters right now.
They did technically just save our lives.
So yeah, I know. I don't mean to presume anything. It's just kind of strange is all.
That it is. Why not? There's got to be a local ship you could hire. Why an Imperial?
We're bound for Imperial waters.
I'm just gonna share a look with Megan at that of like.
Kind of like turns and gives his companion kind of like a glance of. Listen. Your captain's official with the Imperium, yes? He ranks.
Yes, you could say that.
You tell him that there are two people here. You tell him, give him our appearances if you like. Just tell him, or her, that we are looking for passage to Silsbury. And that from there we'll be going north.
I'm sorry, but Silsbury is the back ass end of nowhere, and it's at the northern end most of the island.
If your captain is in any way aware of who we are, he'll make it happen.
Is there perhaps an official writ or badge or something that we could present him so that he would be more likely to listen to us? I'm not in exactly great standing with the captain, and me and Megan here are both we're not exactly important. We're rather low down.
If you're not important, it's not your concern. All you need to do is tell him. Worst he can say is no, right?
All right, we'll bring your. I look at Megan. It's like, is there like to him because he's in charge? It's like, can we do this? Like, I'm new to the Imperium. This part of I know the Imperium's nobility, but I don't know the etiquette of the war.
From what you can understand, Megan has like no idea what's going on. He's like confused completely here.
We'll bring your request, but we make no promises. Fair enough?
Alright.
Now, you might be able to help your case a little bit if you might be able to provide us with some information on something unrelated to you three. It's just we're looking. We're on the island. We're looking for somebody, and maybe you three have seen them.
Who are you looking for?
We're looking for a band of kobolds. I described the 3 kobolds and named them, and some of their more interesting characteristics. They might have been stacked up on top of each other, wearing they've never worn a trench coat as far as I've known, but they have worn like a window curtain before.
Sort of like, again, kind of sharing that look. We've not been here very long.
Fair enough.
Haven't seen any kobolds.
Well,
maybe 1 or 2, but certainly not 3.
All right. But what did these kobolds look like? Anything like the 3 I described?
So let me make a history check. You obviously, Rue, probably, Arthur, probably know the answer, given that things have kind of scattered. And a lot of this is built on a series of lies. However, thinking about it, he sort of, there was a blue one and a red one, I think.
By the chance, did you hear the name... how did I'm totally spacing. I said it earlier, but now I'm spacing on the name.
Lehem?
Lehem. Did you hear the name Lehem by any chance?
Don't recall, didn't hear them conversing.
Was the red one a little pot-bellied by any chance?
Might have been. I was thinking more medium build, but hard to say.
Okay.
Megan's sort of like, what do you think? Is this our guy?
I'm like, possibly. But the thing is, it's not a definitive thing. What we need is... Because Lehem was the red kobold pot-bellied, right? It's like, the problem is there were 3 of them, but considering they shot their way out of the port, it's likely one of them might have died. Maybe even 2 of them.
Sort of like thinking to himself. It is worth noting, there were only 2 of them alive when you left.
Yeah, there was only 2 left alive when I left, so them being only 2 could mean that I think these might be our 2. Where did you see them by any chance?
A few roads over.
Today?
Would have been a few days ago. Again, we've not been here long.
Fair enough. Did you see where they went by any chance?
I can point you out to it.
Fantastic. If you could, and then once we've investigated this lead, we will make sure to talk to our superior about getting you passage on your ship.
He would kind of like push himself to his feet, motion to the half elf here, sort of. You should come with. Be good for you.
I'm sorry, I didn't get the name of you 2 who rescued us. I'm assuming you 2 did help rescue us, so what's...
He puts his hand out, and he will grab you, like, by the forearm.
Yep,
okay. Like the full...
Oh, the full form. I'm assuming I'm used to this from my training of, like, the...
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, the greeting here. Sort of, Charlene.
Charlene. Okay, thank you, Charlene.
Kind of steps aside, and this is...
Omar.
Okay.
Yes, it's Aylmar.
Oh, Aylmar? Yeah.
Aylmar?
That's how you say it.
Yeah. Yes, I can now say your name.
Aylmar.
Wonderful.
So, Charlene and Aylmar. Okay. Alright then.
And you are Arthur.
Arthur, yes.
And this is... I'm Megan. Yeah, you show us this lead and we can, get you a passage or something.
Yep.
As Charlene stands, kind of hammer kind of over his shoulder.
Yep.
Follow me.
So
he kind of like leads you out here. Kind of back out into the street here.
How long has it been since the fight?
Not very long. Okay. Like well under an hour.
Sure.
Maybe let's say like 5-10 minutes at most.
Okay.
Is the Darkling accompanying you?
Yes.
Okay. As the 5 of you then step out, people are kind of moving around a little bit. You can see some wagons being carried.
I'll also call the owl.
Yes, the owl lands on your shoulder.
Yeah.
Kind of folds its little wings in. Charlene leads you down some sort of side roads, always along the coast here.
Yep.
It's very lush to your right, but to the
Cool.
left it's all the sand, kind of like houses.
Yep.
It's amazing how the influence of the dragon carcass dissipates the farther you get from the center of the village.
Okay.
As if they've left things exactly where it fell, and then it's kind of like
Cool.
loses out. You gets to this kind of like lower house, little like row of like 4 huts. Sort of somewhere in here we saw them. They caused you trouble?
In a fashion, yes.
You get in trouble a lot?
I kind of just look at Megan and I'm like, how am I doing, boss?
Well, I believe in you. I got all the confidence in the world, Arthur. It's kind of like little Satyr kind of goes up to this hooded elf here and says, "You see this kid fight?"
To me or to...
To you.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I guess.
What did you say your name was? Aelmar?
That's me.
Oh, Aelmar, you'll be great on the ship here. We're gonna get you all set up, a nice little bunk set up here. We'll try and find one big enough for your friend, but no promises. But yeah, Silspree, right? We'll make it happen. Anyway, Arthur, you want to knock on some doors here? Or what are we doing?
It's like, yep. Well, I thought best way to I hate to say it, best way to probably go about this is door knocking, but I don't know how much the locals are gonna love this. Because this isn't technically outside of our jurisdiction.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, nothing that we're doing is strictly official, right?
Yeah, well, might as well. You take the right side of the lane, I'll take the left side of the lane. We'll just
Start knocking?
start knocking. Mention that there's a reward for information.
Oh, what kind of reward are we giving out here?
I thought about it, I'm like, we'll say gold piece might be enough to get information, especially in a place where I can cover 3-4 drinks with silver.
Yeah, you know, places like this, if I were living on those prices, I'd sell my own mother out for a gold piece.
Mm-hmm.
That's just what these people would be doing, given that it's their neighbors we're looking for.
I know, you know, you say that a lot. Is your mother really that awful, or is that just you using an expression?
Oh, it's an expression. Next Moonmas, I'm gonna be down in Paurelis, hopefully, sipping tea and meeting with the old family.
Let me guess, though, the mother-in-law's another story, right?
Oh, we don't talk about that. No, that's
All right, I'll take the left. He'll take the right. Do you want me to just roll a general persuasion check for talking with locals?
Yeah.
Okay. I hate to do this to myself. Am I rolling at disadvantage since I am an Imperial in a non-Imperium town?
No, you don't have to worry about that.
That is going to be a solid 18 for
Yes.
gathering information.
Yep. So as you go, kind of house to house,
Yep.
there are kobolds who answer.
Yep.
Molten coloration, almost like a camo kobold, where it's like browns and blacks and different shades. Kind of just pointing you down. It's very quick that you're able to triangulate.
Yep.
That's sort of like 2 or 3 doors down on Megan's side are these kobolds that you're looking for. Siblings, apparently. That's what they claim. But bright blue, bright red. It's kind of a mystery as to how that's possible.
Okay.
However, you're able to meet there.
Yep.
This fire newt with his big hammer is kind of just like watching this all happening. Sort of, should we wait for you somewhere?
Just wait for us at the glutton, and me and Megan will meet you back at the glutton, unless you two want to get involved with this, which I don't think you do, really.
Better we don't.
We'll meet you back at the glutton.
Right. Elmar, any business in town or just drinks?
Can't think of much.
All right. As the 3 of them depart.
Cool. Did I have to give out a gold piece, by the way, or did I have to give out a gold piece, or did I get the information without the gold piece?
Ooh, yes, you would need to give out a gold piece.
I give out.
Actually, I mean, he gives you the information if you want to withhold that gold piece.
No, I said I'm like, tell you what. Information pan, and when the information pans out, I'll give you if the information pans out, gold piece is yours. Sound fair?
Yeah, okay.
Also, besides, this gold piece is from a dragon's hoard.
A dragon's hoard?
Yes.
Oh. I mean, that makes it a little better for me.
Oh, it makes it a lot better, doesn't it?
Okay, well, you tell me what you find. And the door just slams.
Perfect.
As you do meet at this house here.
Yep.
Megan sort of like arms folded, like, "Were you knocking or me?"
I'm like, I do a polite rat tat 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 on the door.
As this blue kobold kind of like throws the door open.
Is it one of the, is it?
No.
No?
No. Sort of like, "Hello, how can I help you?"
Hi, I'm looking for Lehem.
Lehem? There's no Lehem here. I think you have the wrong place.
I'm going. I look at the kobold. Like, come on, I know he's here.
Make an insight check.
I don't know. I'm not. No, this isn't insight. Okay. I'm bluffing. I'm like, okay, I'm doing the deception of like, I know Lehem's here.
Okay.
That is going to be a 14.
14.
Yeah.
Okay, I will check the passive insight on
a kobold.
No, on your handler here. Passive insight for him. You bluff him. Like he's still like you're on this case here. The kobold is just confused, like ladle, ladle. As this like red kobold kind of like comes out.
Yep.
Not particularly pot-bellied or anything. Kind of like rosy cheeks, but kind of like struts out. Hello there. Can I help you find something?
We're looking for a gentleman, a fierce kobold of noble demeanor named Lehem.
Oh. I don't think we have a Lehem here. Maybe in town or something?
Well, if that is the case, do know that anybody who's able to provide me with information on Lehem for this kobold has saved my life, and I wish to simply repay him. He left before I could thank him for saving my life. I have gold. I have a gold coin from a dragon's hoard to repay whoever can show me to Lehem.
Immediately, their faces kind of light up. Oh, yeah.
Keyword: be warned. The gold's only given out if I get to meet Lehem.
Oh. Well. Kind of like sharing a look, thinking. And kind of like looking back at you, your garb, your handler, like kind of taking this all in, kind of like scheming some way to make this work. Well, how about, can we do like a little bit of silver now, and then like we trade it for the whole gold when you come back? Because
tell you what,
Lehem's really far away.
How far is he?
Sort of like thinking to themselves. Well, the red one sort of responds. I thought I'm going south. Like, way south.
On a ship south?
No, on the footpath.
I'm gonna insight this.
Yeah.
This guy. 13.
It's very clear that he's lying. Like they want the money.
I'm like, I look at Megan. I go, I thank you for your time, and I pardon the interruption, but I think me and my friend will be going. We'll try our best to find him on our own.
Okay. And they kind of like close the door up.
Yep. Well, that was a big steaming pile of dragon dung.
Sort of like, yeah. I mean, I don't know. I'm sure we'll get a lead at some point. They have to be here, right?
No, they could have gotten here and then left already. Quick, think about it. There's so many ships coming in and out of these places that they could have gotten here, gotten a ship immediately, and then left.
That's true, but Silver Dragon says you're on here to solve this, right?
Yes, I'm starting to think this might be a mission in futility.
Well, futility isn't a word Silver Dragon's going to want to hear, so maybe we should find something to bring back to him, some sort of lead.
Well, if those two are as important as they claim to be, that might be enough for him. Those three.
Yeah, right.
Alright,
well let's...
You know who people might have heard of.
Who?
Melody is with those kobolds, and we both know and remember, she can't help but announce herself with trumpets.
This is true. You know, I kind of like Melody, actually. Like, I listened to some of her music back in the day. Covers always, but I never met her myself.
You know where she would have wanted to perform if she had gotten to Skull? She would have wanted to perform at the Glutton.
At the Glutton, yeah.
The biggest audience in town.
So laughs at that, like, haha, yeah, all 12 of them. Let's go take a look.
Yep. We'll go back to the Glutton and we'll wave at the three of them if there's still three. And then we're gonna go talk to the bar guy.
Yes. As we're back here, Aomar, you've kind of like sat yourself down, kind of back corner. There is like Charlin's here, kind of like nervously. He's got some like maps pulled out, little charts, constellations kind of drawn on them. But he's being kind of discreet about it. Sort of.
What are you looking for?
These events are coming more and more often, and I just think Bright Shard was before anyone's time. Like, beyond even any recorded history that we have.
Yeah.
But with all these changes, I'm starting to think the others were right. That maybe we're going to see an event like that again. And we don't have the resources unless we pull everything to deflect something like that. An entity of that size?
It's catastrophic.
I can see why the Imperium wants us close. But we need everyone on this. Sun Shadow kind of like taps, he pulls out like a little map of the island adjacent to you. That's a start. We've got people, well, where we're going, in Ildaril, Paurelis, the mainland. I'm thinking I should put the word out. Get people anything they can spare. As he's saying this, Arthur, you kind of walk through.
Yep. I'm assuming they're not speaking loud enough for me to hear any of this, right?
No, they're other corner here. You're able to wave at them, and they kind of like are taken from their conversation to kind of like gesture back at you.
Is my friend still here?
How long would he be here?
1 hour.
1 hour? Yes. He's getting sort of toward the ending now.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go talk to the bartender now.
Yes.
Question for
We're
you.
back?
Yes. Unfortunately, who I was looking for, I wasn't able to find. But I heard somebody mentioned that that the famous bard Melody may have been through here a little while back.
Melody? You think she'd stoop to a level like this?
I've known her to stoop to worse.
You know Melody. He rolls with disadvantage because she's an imperial singer as far as he's concerned. Yeah, she's all right, but like she's more glitz and glamour as far as I can tell. We've not seen anyone like that in here.
Have you heard of anyone like that being on the island?
So like scratches his ear. Yeah, you get bard types every now and then.
Yes, but particularly, I hate to say the word, but particularly fashionable satyr female hits on anything that moves.
Sort of, nah, you hear talk every now and then of some famous bard coming through Yarhar proper, but
Really?
I don't know if there's
what's out of Yarhar proper? What did you hear about? By any chance, did you hear something about Melody out of Yarhar proper?
Well, any bard worth their salt is going to go to the capital,
Yep.
to Yarhar, if they're going to perform anything, because that's where the Ring of Vipers is. The council's going to pay them big to perform.
Yep.
But shy of that, I don't know if you're going to get much out of something like this.
Fair enough, but have you heard of her being in there by any chance lately?
I've not heard the name Melody specifically. You think there's a bard going through these parts?
Yes, a bard. She's a satyr, very, very good looking, and hits on anything with deep pockets.
I see. Yeah, nothing like that through through Skull, but I'll say anything with deep pockets you're gonna find in Yarhar. That's where all the best privateers stay. Any kobold pirate worth his scales, it's gonna go there.
Well, I thank you very much for the information as I slide him another silver piece.
Thanks. Am I keeping a tank full again for you?
I'd appreciate that. But I think I look at Megan. I'm like, you think that will be enough for him? This is we're just hitting dead end after dead end at this point.
Megan sort of, yeah, I never like to come back with my head hung in shame, but it seems like you're giving it your best.
I look at the bartender. I'm like, look, is there anybody we could talk to? Local gossip, somebody.
Sort of, no, I think you're in the right place, sir. It's just, well, I mean in no disrespect. I'm not withholding things from you because you're Imperial or anything. It's just coming around like this. Even if I could help you, I don't know.
Fair enough. I understand. You can't damage your reputation as a place safe from us if you're helping us.
Yeah, pretty much. And I mean, look, you hear rumors about stuff all the time, right? Prominent figures coming and going.
Why don't you just share the rumor with me? Even if it's wrong, it's worth having at least heard the rumor.
Yeah, well, again, it's nothing to do with melody or anything like that. But I have heard that there has been a little bit more Imperial stuff going on in the capital. Okay. In and around. There were talks of a certain prominent wood elf traveling around. Some people were saying maybe an Edrine was on the island somewhere. But beyond that, you hear things. Bards have been getting smuggled into the Imperium every now and then, from both sides, from this end, from the mainland, more so than usual.
How credible would you state any of these rumors? If you were to bet on one of them, which one do you think is most likely to be true?
Well, the Adrian one's got to be true. It's too specific. We had a rumor a while back about an elf lord coming in through here. It was some half elf with a fancy crown walking around.
Okay.
He died within about a week of being found out, right? Because no one's gonna pass up the crown. Yeah. But this guy, whoever he is, whatever's going on here, he's prominent and he's scaring people.
I think for a second it's did you by any chance catch the first name of this Edrine by any chance?
Well, people are saying Edrine because there's been talk of spiders wherever he goes. Yes. But I've not heard any specific names or anything.
What's my Uncle Lalo's name?
Your uncle, let me confirm. Riston.
Riston. I'm like, does the name Riston Edrine ring any bells?
Yeah, I mean it rings some bells. He's the heir, isn't he?
Riston Edrine. He's like, actually, correct me if I'm wrong, but isn't my older brother the heir to the Edrine family? Because of my father's the eldest brother, isn't he?
So your father is the second brother.
Oh, second brother.
Yes.
Okay.
However, Riston has no male heir. He has a daughter. Yeah. And then your elder brother Meinil is the eldest male heir of this generation.
Ah, okay.
So after Riston, it would jump to your father and then,
Okay. If that's the case, I think... Where did you hear of him last?
Oh, we hear about him all over, up and down the East Coast.
Where was his last sighting?
Let me think. I'm drawing a blank on the specifics, but if you follow the coast down, you're going to find more stories of him.
Thank you.
Yeah, of course.
I head out and I'm like, I wave for you three to, I'm like, we're going if you want to come.
Charlene immediately kind of stands up. At this point, you're down to 5-10 minutes left.
Okay. Zia's kind of...
I'll be off. I've got my own things to attend to.
Charlene's sort of, alright. And he kind of gives the half-elf a look and sort of yeah, let's go. So the Darkling splits off from the other two here.
Should we bring them on the boat, Megan, or should we have them wait at the shore, go in, inform the Silver Dragon, and then come back and get them?
Well, it's your Rowan arms at stake. I leave it up to you.
Best to ask his permission first. He's a stickler for protocol, if I remember.
Yeah, that's fair. As you will hop in the rowboat.
Yep.
And you begin to row.
I row. I'm like, we'll be back for you. We just need to get permission to bring you aboard. I row out to the ship.
All the way out to the ship.
Yep.
At this point, the sun is starting to get a little lower in the sky.
Yeah.
It's getting towards like mid-afternoon, early evening. Your rope ladder's thrown down.
Yeah.
They let you up. Silver Dragon's standing here, full silver. Sort of. What did you find?
Unfortunately, we haven't found much. There are kobolds living here, but the only kobolds that match the description that we have of Lahem and his compatriot turned out to be a dead end. However, we did find some other interesting information. We found out that one of the heads of the Edrine family is on the island right now, and he's been causing havoc.
Immediately, Silver Dragon's kind of like waving his hand almost dismissively. Like,
Yep.
We're not going to concern ourselves with that now. As far as I can tell, official word is the Imperium likes it when the Edrines are worried about their safety, but we are not to step in on their affairs.
Understood. So, my suspicion is, I can't confirm it, that it is Ristin Edrine, and he always knows the who's who of any place he's in. So if anybody has seen these people, he might know where they went. The other thing is we asked around, and we asked around, and the best place, the most likely place our crew went, is the capital of Yarhar, because, well, how do I put this? Melody's ego wouldn't let her go anywhere else except to Yarhar.
So like stern, kind of like hand on chin. Yes. Well, we'll be canvassing as much of the island as possible. It'll be a full operation. However, I'm told to keep my presence here minimal. I'm surprised you made it back. Consider that a test.
Also, we discovered two, I don't know whether to call them agents of the Imperium, but they seem to, they said if we met a fire newt named Charlin and a half wood elf named Almar, and I quickly described the big beefy fire newt, and I described the hooded and pale green like wood elf, and he said, apparently they said if we told you of them, you would be likely to grant them passage to Salisbury, and then they were heading north from there.
Yes, we need to do that.
They're waiting on the shore. I'll row back and get them. We didn't want to bring them on board before getting your permission.
Yes. No, that's...
By the way, am I still covered in mud and crayfish guts?
Yes, all down your back, and but he's sort of like now thinking about that, sort of like, yes, it would be wise if you got them for us.
That is about all the information we have. If it's acceptable to you, sir, I would actually like to reach out, if it's true and Edrine's on the island, especially if it is my uncle. I would like to reach out to him. I may be a bastard, but he always viewed me favorably, so he might be willing to part with information, especially if I, with no official ties to the Imperium, might be able to help him solve a problem or two, or even pay him for his information.
You want to meet your uncle?
If he's here, he always has good ears to the ground. He might have heard something about what's going on.
It seems like it might be too much of an advantage for you. You just get the two of them, and I'll see where we send you next. You've done good work today, even if you found nothing.
Thank you, sir.
Row back?
Yeah, I'll row back and get them. By the way, I'm curious, because the Imperium is a high magic domain, right? So I'm curious, do we have, like, this is going to sound really silly, but do we have, like, wooden a wood wand almost that we just keep on the ship for cleaning clothes without having to use water. So it's just enchanted to just use prestidigitation to instantly clean clothes, so that way we don't have to waste precious drinking water on clothes cleaning.
So, the thing is, the Imperium itself is made up mostly of high elves who have cantrips.
Mm-hmm.
So all it takes is one division's high elf having prestidigitation, and then that sort of solves it.
Okay.
Where it's like they're the group cleaner, and they gotta...
Okay, am I allowed to use the group cleaner?
Yes, when you return.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure I was given access, because I know my access to Imperium resources would be more limited.
Yes. You come ashore, though.
Yep.
And this very large fire newt gestures for Aelmar to step in.
I step in.
Hey, where did the third
Just
guy
push it
go?
off.
He said he had business.
But didn't all three of you need to...
Just us two.
The fire newt just nods.
Okay. I start rowing. I'm like, actually, before I start rowing, I'm like, I just kind of look at the fire newt. I'm like, is there any chance you're willing to tag me out on this?
Make a persuasion check.
That's gonna be a, sorry, that's a 6 plus 6, so that's gonna be a 12.
Yeah. You kind of move aside.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And he kind of... You get a sense
He's going
quite
way
strong.
faster than I did.
Worked a forge for most of my life. This is child's play. Kind of gets you up to the ship here, climbs up onto the deck of the ship, where the Silver Dragon has a very different posture.
Yep.
Still straightened and proper, but much more like there's a genuineness to his expression as he's looking at the two who have come aboard. Sort of, you're trying to go to Silspree?
Yeah,
It's urgent then.
I guess.
All right. We'll find you accompaniments. It should take some time. We're heading south now, but we can find you passage or a ship to transfer onto. Shouldn't be long. Kind of turns back to Arthur. You've done well. These two are... Well, it's lucky we found them. They'd be seeking illegal passage if not for our crossing paths. Now then, you are... We will set course for Yarhar. But we won't be able to sit down directly in it. I don't want that sort of presence. I think you and Megan... I'll give Megan a sending stone, so you can contact me if anything happens.
Alright.
We'll be keeping all of your magic items.
Yep.
Kind of like puts a finger down. And all but the minimum gold aboard this ship. I don't want you running off.
I kind of look at Megan and I'm like, I just kind of look at him like, I'm assuming you want me to give my gold to Megan to hold on to in the meantime?
Sort of like puts his hand out. We'll put it in the chest.
I pull out, I'm like, how much? I have 50 gold, 13 silver, and 5 copper. How much of this do you want?
Sort of keep 3 gold, the silver and the copper.
Okay. 3. Do you need me to write down 47 gold missing, or will you keep track of the fact that 47 gold's out of my inventory?
Yeah.
So
I'd keep track, yeah.
Okay, so just I have.
Maybe type it in the...
I'll type it into treasure hoard.
Sure.
I'll put it in my treasure hoard.
Cool. As he trades that out...
Oh, he also confiscated my ever-smoking...
Yeah, he did.
He confiscated my ever-smoking bottle, my lens of Identify.
Yes.
And my bead... Oh, wait, no, I already ate the bead of Nourishment. That shouldn't be still here. I'm pretty sure I consumed that. Oh, so I do have a disguise kit, a forgery kit, bedroll, 2 costumes, 5 candles, water skin, mess kit, tinderbox, and still 9 rations. Does he...
He will... That would have been confiscated, but he will give it back to you, because it's stuff that you'll probably need on your travel.
Okay.
As you are taking some time to pack up your returned equipment and kind of set yourself up.
Oh, so is he also... So he's keeping my magic items, my ever-smoking bottles, and my lens of Identify. Sorry, I'm just trying to... Sorry, I'm having to reorganize my inventory so I know what's gone, what isn't.
Yes, fair.
And then I'm assuming all of my other equipment that you mentioned earlier, like the logbook, the healing potion, the scimitar, the 20 feet of rope, the spell scroll of message, the drum, like all my Iron Phoenix mask, like all that's still confiscated, right?
Yes.
By the way, do they confiscate the blade I recovered, or do I get to keep my sea urchin blade?
Nobody has made a move to take it yet.
I am going to keep the blade until otherwise informed I am not allowed to keep the blade.
Sure.
I'm also going to try to hunt down a short sword scabbard if anyone's willing to, like...
Yeah, make me a perception check.
Perception check. Nat 20!
Let's go. Yeah, you are able to track down kind of like the little barracks here. They're trading things out.
Yep.
Some of it plundered. It doesn't look like an official Imperium short sword sheath, but it's one that fits your blade.
Yep.
While you're doing that, Aylmar, are you doing anything?
We're on the boat, right?
Yes. You're finding kind of the bunks that are set up for you.
Yeah. I've got an interesting idea.
Okay.
How many days are we going to be on this boat?
It's hard to say.
More than one?
Definitely more than one.
Okay. Then I'll do something in the midst of night.
Sure. As the day draws on, we do come up to what will be a bit of a time skip.
Cool.
But this night, Aylmar, you have plans?
Yes. I just have to look up the stat block.
Oh, no.
Oh, lovely.
By the way, it is like average. I'm trying to remember if I leveled up my HP or not, because I feel like 25 HP is about average for a 4th level bard, right?
I think so. I have your stats here, actually, so we can confirm.
Just double checking, because I know you said we had to roll health in front of you, so that's why I'm trying to remember if I rolled for my 4th level health or not.
Yes, I have you at 25 and level 4.
Okay,
yeah.
Cool.
However, what are you doing?
How many people are out and about? First of all, how big is this boat, too?
It's a big boat. We're talking like man of war, several hundred people crewing it.
Is there any way to get down, like, right by the water? Whether it's through, like, a window for a cannon, or...
You can go to a lower deck. It's ballista built, but
yeah. So I'll go close to the water.
Yes.
Like, if I reached my hand down, would I be able to maybe...
Not quite.
If there was an animal, would it be able to reach up, and me doing that as well?
You have to be a big animal, probably clinging to the side of the ship.
I see. It's okay. I'm going to cast... I can say it now, because he's not at the table. Conjure animals.
Yes.
And conjure 8 dolphins.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, they all sort of like, it's almost like they swim up to you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I have you for an hour. Please, scour the ocean floor. Bring me what you find. I can talk to them.
Yeah, you can understand them. So like, okay, yeah, we'll go.
Yeah, and I'll go grab a net.
Uh-huh.
So that when they bring stuff up, I can just throw the net and bring it up.
Sure.
Let's see what they find.
You have their stat block?
Yes, I do.
Cool. Make me 8 perception checks.
8 perception checks. I can hold their breath for 20 minutes. What do you know? They got a +3 to perception each. So it's a 6, a 19, a 7, an 11, 21, a 16. I have 3 more.
Yeah.
A crit.
Okay.
Another crit.
Okay.
And 1 more.
I believe so.
And
17.
17.
That is 4 successes.
Okay.
As you are... You kind of like... You go back up to the deck. You can get the net set up. As they deposit, over the course of an hour, some things, some trinkets, into your little net here. Hauling it up, you receive... From one, you receive 2 gold pieces.
Okay.
From another, you receive a tarnished brass kettle.
Yep.
From a third, you receive a hooked bone dagger.
Okay.
And from the last one, you receive a silver spoon in surprisingly good condition.
Can I make an Arcana check?
Sure.
Just to see if there's anything holding that together. That is a 21.
21. You can determine that it's not magical, and in fact, it may have been dropped off the ship, like earlier today.
Ah.
Yes. However, with that haul in the way...
Then I'll head to bed.
Sure. As the day concludes, Arthur, it has been a long day for you. You've had some fights, you've had a lot of door knocking you've been doing. But you level up.
Woohoo!
Would you like to roll or take average HP?
I am rolling.
Okay.
Rolling's always more fun.
Yes.
What?
As you are...
Okay. Here it goes.
Oh, we have a dice tower.
Yep.
Here we go.
Roll it.
Oh, ow.
Not like that.
Doesn't want to be in there.
4.
Perfectly below average.
1 below average. But you know what?
6 HP.
We love to see it. So that puts you at 31.
Yep, and 5th level. That means
3rd level spells.
3rd level spells, and my proficiency ticks up to 3.
And you get your Bardic Inspirations back on a short rest.
It
It is an eventful level up for Arthur here.
Yep. And I now have 5 Bardic Inspirations to use.
Excellent, excellent. As you have leveled up, I'm going to hopefully have some nice little art I can throw up to show that you've leveled up.
Yes.
Fingers crossed. However...
Oh, I also get Font of Inspiration.
Yes.
Oh, and my Bardic Inspiration just became a D8.
Oh, it's
a big one.
It's a big one. However, as you're doing that,
Sorry.
the day draws into night, into the night, into morning, as the next day, a much smaller Imperial vessel, sort of a short-range strike ship, will kind of pull up and bridges will be thrown down as Aelmar and Charlene are sort of hastily like, this ship will take you where you need to go. We can't go ourselves, but it'll be best if you go quickly.
I'll grab my things and head over.
Yeah. Charlene picks Arthur out. Kind of goes over and places a hand on Arthur's shoulder. I thank you for putting the word in for us. You did the right thing.
My pleasure.
Aelmar, you saying goodbye?
Bye.
As Charlene just kind of gives you like a reassuring nod. Sort of, was a pleasure. And the two of you walk out onto this little boat. Bridges are drawn back. Ships slowly branch away. From the time that you met Arthur, I will pull up an exact timeline. You met on Lyra's birthday, the 29th of the month of Ivek, roughly January.
Okay.
Several more days pass. Another week, in fact. And for those listening, as our primary adventuring party is making land in Pinbury, spending their first night in the Cat and Fiddle, lights appear on the horizon for Arthur, who now, many miles away, sees that warm glow of Yarhar, the city of pirates. But as you begin to close in on that strange, distant city, that's where we're going to end today's session.
Okay.
With that, you have leveled up. Well done. You've survived. I have no other outro planned. So good night, listener. Or good day.